Hello, we're on the banks of the Namoi River having a nice fish. What an enjoyable spot this is. We're in the Gumhole campground, and what a beautiful water hole we have here. There's peace, there's quiet, there's serenity, and I tell you what, we're going to enjoy this one. The Warrabah National Park is located about 50 kilometres from Tamworth as the crow flies, about 80 kilometres by road. And it covers an area of around 4,000 hectares, and it's bisected by the Namoi River, which is a tributary of the Barwon River system and of the much larger Murray-Darling Basin. The main ridge in the park is part of the Nandi-War-Moombi Range, which extends all the way up to southern Queensland. And the country surrounding the park has been farmed since settlers first arrived in Tamworth around 1830, and both the Namoi River and adjacent Peel River valleys still support major agricultural activities, and the agricultural lands surround the park. You drive through those on your way in. This park was established in 1971 as the Warrabah Nature Reserve, originally covering around 800 hectares, and the additional area has been added over the years, allowing more of the park to be maintained. So it's situated on the Bundarra Granites, which is a formation of a relatively narrow band of rock about 20 kilometres wide, which is around 250 million years old and extends all the way north to the edge of the Queensland border near Texas. So it's quite significant that this area is preserved, because it's one of the few areas along the Namoi River, or any of these type of river systems in the area, which has actually been maintained in a condition very similar to what it would have been before disturbance by agriculture or other people. A lot of the areas contained within the park weren't suitable for farming, and so while there was some attempts to farm certain areas, some parts of the park have been retained as wilderness and are still very close to or in their original state of where they would have been back in the day before European settlers came along. So there's a tremendous amount of nature that has been conserved in plants and animals, and it's a refuge for many endangered species or species that otherwise are finding it very difficult to find somewhere to live nowadays. But even beyond all of that, the park provides a tremendous spot where you can just go and enjoy nature. You can get away from people, even though some of the campgrounds are a bit busy. You can find your own space, you can wander off, you can just sit in front of a water hole, and there's a lot of good water holes along the river if you're keen to explore. You can enjoy a campfire, do some fishing, some bushwalking, some exploring, and just really immerse yourself into this type of scenery and explore and learn some of the things that the area has really got to offer. Old Joe Swallow by Henry Lawson. Old Joe Swallow with his short clay pipe, with his hat pushed back from his brow. He loves to linger by the hut fireside and pitch about the old days now. Old Joe Swallow in the days gone by, when his form was as straight as a lance. He'd bring bright sparkles to each bush girl's eye when he came to the gay bush dance. There wasn't a drover in the back country with Old Joe Swallow as could ride. With a flick of his stockwhip he could cut the brand clean out of an outlaw's hide. With his cabbage tree hat on the back of his head, strapped breeches and a bright red sash, and his devil care style in the days that are dead, young Joe Swallow cut a dash. Says Old Joe Swallow, "Ah, them days is dead, them's rare old times gone by," and he pauses for a moment to shake his head, but the smoke gets into his eye. Old Joe Swallow in the days gone by, when your form was straight and tall, you'd bring bright sparkles to each lassie's eye when you came to the gay bush ball. The fire pits available here at this campground, at the Gumhole campground, are actually ideal if you want to do some cooking with a camp oven. There's a really good space there. You can get a camp oven in, or any other cast iron cookware, and really enjoy cooking up a meal. We enjoyed a really nice roast, and I was even happier because I didn't have to cook it, and what a beautiful and delicious meal it was. But it's a great experience to just be able to sit and enjoy the fire, tending the fire, cooking in a more old-fashioned way that might connect us to some of the early settlers and the way that they lived. You know, I enjoy reading some stories from some of the writers from back in the day, Henry Lawson, Banjo Patterson, those type of guys. It really helps to add to the trip from my point of view, help me to think about the type of lives that those people might have lived, and just how fortunate we are to have the good things that we have in our life today. When we go camping, we might revert back a little bit to something from earlier days, but we still have plenty of opportunities in our modern life to have conveniences and things that those folks could only have marvelled at. Now get a load of this. This looks like it's going to be an absolute beauty of a tea. So we're having a fine time camping. We've got a beautiful meal. It's been a lovely day in an awesome place. What a spectacular time it's been. What do you reckon, Jayne?
Yes, it has. It's been fantastic, and Em's done a fantastic job at cooking this gorgeous meal.
She sure has. Em, thank you very much.
No dramas.
So to sum up the trip to Warrabah, it was definitely a very relaxing place, but you could also explore and have more active adventures if that's really your thing. You'd have to be prepared to go off track a little bit, but it's definitely the kind of place where you can choose your own adventure. And we'll certainly return there again in the future, and I can see us having more adventures. But whether you choose to go out and explore, or if you just want to stay put and enjoy what it has to offer, it certainly is on my list of favourite parks that we visited in the New England area. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. As always, I appreciate your company, and we're glad to have you here. Don't forget to give us a like if you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.